Another motherfucker trying to kill me! What the fuck you want?
And that about sums up the gameplay of Police in Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a great game. It's one of the most anticipated games in the past few years, and if not of the decade, and everyone's losing their mind. The game's been out for just a day now or two, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely got a lot of flaws. It's definitely doing a lot of things great. It's a very pretty, vibrant game with a lot of great graphics. And just a really cool world to explore. However, there's a lot of underlying issues and missing features in the game. Some basic things, and a lot of the world in itself is pretty dead. Okay. So I've got a solid system on my weapon right now. The melee combat is pretty satisfying, especially when you get a severed head coming off the enemy. And that's as far as the combat goes. So you do have sneaking in the game as well. Sneaking is a big part of this game, where you can walk up to enemies, you can paralyze certain cyborg enemies. I'm already covered. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is the inventory and inventory management, and it's a bit fiddly at times is the word I'm going to use. So for example, when I'm in gear right now, I can switch into that, and that's fine. But when I go into weapons, for example, say I've got this large arsenal of weapons, and I scroll over this weapon here, it then compares it to the weapon I have equipped, and the stats are on the left of it. It's a pretty large and intrusive box, and I can't see what I have on the left. And then I have to sort of like, it goes there, it goes to the right, and it jumps all over the place. I feel like the UI is just a little bit too big. It could have been shrunken down, and if anything, could have been used on the empty space here, where it gives you a comparison to the side, so it's not right up in your face. The weapon diversity is, from what I've seen so far in my 10 hours of gameplay, is okay. It's not the best. You know, you can customize certain weapons. You can give them things like a sight, a scope. You can add a muzzle to your weapons, and even mods, so things like a vertical recoil while aiming, and increases chance to apply damage related status effect by 5%. So there are things you can definitely customize with that, but again, I feel like it's just a bit clunky and not well utilized. It could have been just a little bit cleaner, and I'm sure this is something that they'll address with a patch that's going to take a lot of time to fix. In terms of hacking, the hacking is really cool. I wish we could do more of it. 5, 9. So no.
closing the gate.
So character creation and perk system is an interesting one. It seems like there's a lot of options and a lot of things are, I feel like, again, very insignificant. Some options, things like the cooling options and the cold blood and stealth blood options are very insignificant, like a 5% or 2% increase in detection or murder is so insignificant. I feel like they've just added a bunch of perks to just increase the perk tree to make it look saturated and big versus game-changing things. Is pretty smooth. It is a bit arcadey, but it is enjoyable to drift the car around the corner when you're coming pretty fast. The only issue I have with the minimap is that you can't keep up when you drive really fast. In terms of the actual photo mode, which is a big thing that they've been talking about before, it has a lot of options. You can pan your camera, zoom, adjust the filters, the focus and things like that. You've got a bunch of different options and angling out. And when you capture a good angle and the lighting strikes right, you can get some really, really cool pictures going on. Well, the game is fantastic. It does a lot of things well. Night City is gorgeous when it works, when the frames are consistent. The game is extremely aesthetic and it's very pretty, and as much as it doesn't feel alive and there's a lot of things you can do, you can't change your character's appearance anymore, you can't get a plastic surgeon, you can't go to a barber, there's no mini games. As much as the city is dead, the game is fantastic. And I'm hoping that over the next couple months that they do a No Man's Sky and they turn this game around and add all the missing features and bugs. I'm happy that the game is out and it is not delayed anymore. I know that CD Projekt Red talked about delaying it even more, and I'm happy it's out and we can test it out and they can add some features. Although I do understand people's frustration paying a full price for a game that is missing quite a lot of things they finished. I'm hoping in time they add a lot of the basic things like a body slider to add your height, customize things, that you can store cars, that you can, have different trees for weapons, mods that actually are relevant and make a big difference. You know, and it's not a 1% chance to light a guy on fire and things like that. So yeah, so this was sort of my first impression and video of the game. I have definitely missed a lot of things, and I'll probably do another follow-up on this. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the video. What do you think about the game yourself? How are you finding it? How are you enjoying it? And yeah, I'll catch you later. Make sure to like and subscribe to the video.